Hello, hello, welcome back to Zekism Wrestling. It's been a while, and it's Wrestlemania season of, mostly goodwill. Well, usually goodwill, let's be honest. It's been a weird time in wrestling, but nevertheless, Wrestlemania is that time where we all hope for the best. We look forward, and this is pretty much what this video is about. I'm going to go through the card as it is, certainly the Saturday, and I'll do a subsequent video for the Sunday. Because they have announced the different matches for each day, so I will go through them one by one, give you my two pennyworths about, I guess, thoughts and opinions about the build, the people involved, and what we can expect, I guess, out of Mania. And ultimately, I'll pick my winner, and watch me be wrong as well on the Monday after WrestleMania is done and dusted, and everyone can calm down again a little bit more. Nevertheless, let's get into it. We have the six-man showpiece tag team match between The Vision, containing Logan Paul and Austin Theory, teaming up with streamer himself iShowSpeed, taking on the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, and LA Knight. I don't think this is what we expected any of these people to be doing at WrestleMania, but here we are. It's tradition to have a random assorted six-man tag team match at WrestleMania. Go through the annals of previous Manias gone by. It's happened. I just didn't expect Jay Uso. This might be the come downs of all come downs when it comes to not main eventing as such last year, but being a big high profile world title match to where he is now. But we'll, park that to one side for a second. The match itself has been sort of built on Raw. I think, without being too cynical, I think it is geared for the Vision to lose to gain some luster towards LA Knight. And the Usos. I think iShowSpeed is going to cost the Vision. You can see Austin Theory taking the pin easily out of all the people in this match, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think there's going to be no real drama other than iShowSpeed, who is not really on board with the Vision anyway, not really sold on it. I think I can see him, quote unquote, turning face and providing the Vision with a boot up the arse, and maybe, just maybe, we might see, oh gosh, whisper it, another celebrity match between Logan Paul and iShowSpeed. Backlash, dare I say? Or maybe even Austin Theory, who knows? But yeah, I can see that on the cards. There you go. No real drama here. And another celebrity match. Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre in a unsanctioned match. So no rules. I think they've confirmed that this match is going to be on in the first hour. So it tells me that's going to be probably match 2 of night 1. So that's a tough spot to be in. But nevertheless, I think it's going to be. I think they're going to do a really good job putting on. I was going to say essentially a hardcore match, but I think it's going to be a no holds barred brawl. I don't think they're going to get bloody because they're really hesitant to do that at WrestleMania because of the sponsorship stuff that they've got going on. But I think the two of them are pros. They like to push the boat out, push the boundaries. I like both guys, so I'm actually rooting for both guys to win this. I think they see lots of money in Jacob Fatu. They probably see less money in Drew, although they like him and think he's really, really good. So I think they are building Jacob for, potentially, let's be honest, if my predictions are right, and not to spoil anything later on, I think we're going to see a very heelish world champion on SmackDown come the end of the night. So I can see Jacob, for that reason, winning this and laying claim to having a world title match in the near future going forward in the next couple of months. So for that reason, I'm going to pick Jacob. But it really is a toss-up because I can see both of these guys picking up a really close call win over the other, because I think they're gonna bring it. I think this match is going slightly under the radar. I think a lot of people are sick of the build because they just keep attacking one another, like I said, which is actually 75% of the build of WrestleMania. Is actually all of these people just keep brawling and fighting and breaking up each other's matches and stuff. It's very much rinse and repeat AI. Right, and again, I'm a fan of WWE, but it has been very weird how similar the builds are. Nevertheless, I think these two are pros. I think they've got a little bit of something different than what other people have got that are on the card. And I think, yeah, Jacob for the win. And so we come to the tag team spectacular that is the women's tag team title match. We have the champions, the Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax / Lash Legend, easy for me to say, versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, versus Lyra, Valkyria and Bayley, versus, well, at this point, the Bella Twins, if Nikki Bella can recover from an ankle injury in time. And look, so you can hear the pessimism in my voice. The frustration for me is that allegedly that the Bellas may be, instead of it just being a three-way, replaced by the Kabuki Warriors, who are doing the square root of Jack as we record this. The frustration for me is that we're not getting an Io Sky Asuka match at WrestleMania on a showpiece of showpieces because they're on standby to maybe be added into this match. The Kabuki Warriors, I mean, because Nikki Bella's injury maybe rule her out of WrestleMania. But cynicism aside, I think the predicted winner for me is the Bella Twins. This revolves around the Bella Twins winning. I think they were supposed to win the tag team titles already by now. I think we are seeing them crowned at WrestleMania if Nikki can recover in time, and if that's a big if. They're going to carry the titles, I'd imagine, for at least a month before losing them to someone who's more full-time. That would be my gut feel. And so the Bellas get their WrestleMania moment. Yay, celebrate. Not the biggest fan of the Bellas, but I can appreciate sort of people like them. So, you know, you can see it going down as sort of like a goodwill sentiment, a moment for people to get excited about. But failing that, I mean, Bayley and Lyra feel like really good, interesting winners. So I'm going to go with the Bellas, but failing that, I mean, Bayley deserves some sort of pat on the back or reward or make good for last year's absolute shafting as a result of that Becky Lynch last minute entry thing. Yeah, for me it's the Bellas all the way, but I mean, I don't know why they just make it a three-way if Nikki's not fit again, but there you go, Bellas all the way. Seth Rollins versus Gunther. This is an easy one. Gunther's winning this easily. I think the match will be really good. I think Seth and Gunther are going to put on a banger. I think there is mitigating reasons as to why this match is on, obviously. Seth was due to face Braun Breaker and or Bronson Reed. Both are injured. Unable to... So the quickly put together dream match with Gunther and Seth Rollins. I think you can do more telling... or whatever the story is with Gunther going forward, but he is essentially the new legend killer or career killer is what they're calling him. Not that he's going to kill the career of Seth Rollins, but I think it's a win for Gunther to add to his collection of high profile wins going forward. If you want thematic reasons, there you are, but other than that, I think it'll be a really good match, and I think Gunther will get the win because I think Seth was due to lose anyway at Mania to either Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed. I don't think much has changed in that regard. Seth can come out of it still looking great because he's just come back from injury and he's lost to the guy that's dominating everybody and everything at the moment on the roster, the big boss at the end of everything. Yeah, I think this is an easy one to call. Gunther for the win. AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch. I've got to be honest, this one is a complete toss-up. I may just flip a coin to decide who I think is going to win this one, but I'm trying to work out the ramifications of who's would bet. So if you've got AJ, who's beaten Becky at least 3 times that I can remember in the last 4 or 5 months since her comeback. There was the mixed tag match with Seth and Punk, which she made a tap out there. The War Games, I think she got the cover for that as well. And also she obviously beat her Elimination Chamber for the belt. For that reason, does Becky need to get a win back to restore some sort of pride or luster? Not necessarily. I think Becky's a big enough name to have marshalled that successfully. I think, so in actual fact, I'm actually gravitating towards AJ retaining, which is probably what I'm going to go for. But again, I'm not very confident about this pick, as you can probably tell by my tone of voice. The question is, does Becky need to get her win back? I don't think she does. So booking wise, it doesn't really matter who's going to... And I'm trying to think, would they roll back? I mean, the mid card on Raw for the women's Intercontinental belt is what? Bayley, Lyra, Maxine potentially, Natty, sorry. Ivy Nile. I'm trying to think of anyone else who could. So all of those lead me to believe that AJ Lee was probably the realistic name to take the Intercontinental title through the spring and the summer and feud with, again, those names I've just mentioned and have some matches, some dream matches that she's never had before. That probably makes sense, and I think having the belt on AJ does something for the belt in terms of having a name. Not that Becky isn't, for example, but I think that's probably what I'm going to go for. So I'm going to pick AJ Lee to retain at Mania based on nothing other than a gut feel. And again, it really is a gut feel because this is a real up in the air toss-up. Stephanie Vaquer versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. I actually think they've built this match quite well. I think this is, it may be overly built and it's been going on for a long time, but this is what happens when someone wins the Royal Rumble and picks their chosen champion early. You've got to string it out. Liv's a potential injury risk with that massive egg she got on her head from the bump she took from Stephanie Vaquer this previous week on Raw, but nevertheless I think she's going to be fit for WrestleMania, so I don't think there's any risk. I think she'll make it. But let's just pause for a second. What a bump. Jeez Louise. Her and Roxanne really clashed heads, and that was ugly. You honestly, even now, can't watch it. It's the sound it makes. Gosh. Nevertheless, here we are. The Women's World Championship match. Like I said, I think they've built this quite well. I think Stephanie has, without shadow of a doubt, been elevated by her win. She beat Io Sky clean to win the Women's World Championship in the first place. She's had a string of high-profile wins against people that I can think of, like Raquel Rodriguez, like Nikki Bella. I'm pretty sure she beat Becky Lynch at one point during that run, but I could be wrong about that. But I think Stephanie has definitely been elevated to a higher superstar level as a result of her Women's World title, so I don't think it's been a rubbish reign or anything. I haven't checked online, but I'm imagining they're probably against me on this. But nevertheless, I think it's been a good reign for Stephanie. I do see it ending at WrestleMania, though. I think Liv Morgan is going to become the Women's World Champion. I don't really have much evidence to support that, other than there's a lot of momentum behind Liv. She's very, very popular, even though she's a real heelish persona on screen. I think people just like Liv Morgan because she's... And, I've said, I think, on this channel before, she's won me over. I think I used to sort of not sniff at her work, but sort of go, oh yeah, no, she's okay. Actually, in the last 12 to 18 months, maybe a little bit beyond that, but I think her wrestling in ring has improved immensely. Her character work has really, really improved. She actually got a character now, and I think she's doing really, really well. I think she deserves the accolades that have come her way from, a very very demanding internet wrestling community, but I think she's earned that praise. I think she's really, really worked hard to better herself in the ring, and also, like I said, on the mic, character work. I think she's hit a home run, and so good for her. I think she's going to win at WrestleMania. The only nagging doubt I have is Roxanne Perez. Now, this is sort of a story I've concocted in my head, but I think they've sort of told the story anyway. Finn Balor brought Roxanne into the Judgment Day. Is there a chance that Roxanne will turn on Liv, which would be a really great moment, I think, costing her the Women's World title? The only pause for thought is I've got quite a few wonky finishes throughout certainly night one. I wonder if I'm looking at it now. I've got like one or two already. You've got to get the Pat McAfee, which we'll get to. But yeah, I think that's my only pause for thought is Roxanne Perez's involvement. Failing that, I think Raquel Rodriguez is obviously going to be involved because she's doing nothing else at WrestleMania. So I know everyone else can't get on the card. I know everyone can't get on the card, should I say, but there is a lot of high-profile people not doing anything at WrestleMania, which is weird. So I'm going to predict Liv Morgan is going to leave WrestleMania the Women's World Champion, and who knows, we might carry on that Roxanne story I just outlined after Mania. But there you go, there's my pick. Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes, the big one, the one that everyone's looking forward to, right? Or at least they were before Pat McAfee got involved. I'm recording this before SmackDown on the Friday the 10th of April, So I'm not sure what they're going to do in terms of either they try to pivot away from the awful Pat McAfee reveal, or whether they're going to try and course correct the story in any way, shape or form, whether they are going to involve someone like The Rock or whoever else was mooted as potential reveal for that story. Anyway, long story short, Pat McAfee stuff aside, which I think there has been a slight overreaction to, but nevertheless it doesn't make much sense. This match is somewhat skewed in terms of our predictions because of that reveal, though. That's why, the only reason I'm bringing it up. Nevertheless, I'm going to plump for, I think the plan was always for Randy Orton to get the belt, so I'm going to stick with that. How he's gotten the belt or how he's going to get the belt in relation to the story with Pat, I don't know, but I think they've set the table for number 15. So for Randy Orton to be heel / 2009 Randy Orton with that championship going through spring and summer, I think there are much more interesting storyline potentials than just having Cody hold it. Cody's the golden goose. We know he is. He's the quarterback. He's QB1 or whatever he calls himself. So that's not going to change. But I think Cody's much more interesting from a fan point of view chasing the belt than he is having the belt. And I think that's been solidified over the last few months with Drew when he had it. I think they put the belt on Cody purely to make him lose it to Randy. Again, Pat McAfee stuff aside, I'm really trying not to focus on because I do think it muddies the water quite a lot with regards to the story that they were telling with student and teacher, and the long history that Randy's got with Cody, which didn't need Pat, but again, without going over old ground and much stuff that the internet has already dissected and ranted about. I think Randy Orton's going to win the belt at Mania. I think it was always the plan. I think it's still the plan. I think it's the most logical thing coming out of it. I think it benefits Randy and I think it benefits Cody. I can't really see another outcome that makes more sense. I do think they're on a hide into nothing, because if Cody does retain with all of the stuff that's happened, with all of the fan resentment towards Cody that it does seem to be building, I really do think that would be a terrible decision for Cody to have the belt coming out of the... You really do run the risk of people John Cena-ing him in the worst way possible. I mean, 2010 John Cena, where people just didn't want to see him with the belt anymore. So I think it would freshen Cody up to just go do some stories outside the belt. You don't need it. You really don't. So, and it would behoove the belt as well to have some fresh contenders from SmackDown, of which there are plenty. Solo Sikoa for one would be a really great shout. Imagine that going up against heel Randy Orton. Interesting, yes? Interesting. Anyway, I think, yes, for that reason alone, Cody ain't winning. It's Randy Orton. It's RKO all the way after Mania. And that's your lot for night 1. Onwards to night 2. That video will be coming out sometime after this one. Thank you very much for watching, listening, subscribing. All of that is appreciated. And like I said, onwards to WrestleMania this weekend.